welcome to another yoga session with me, Anne. Today we're going to be doing a chair yoga session. And chair yoga can be great for someone who maybe has difficulty easily getting up and down off of the floor. Someone who wants a gentler practice, perhaps you want to practice with your kids, or someone who hasn't done yoga before. So this is a gentle practice, but it's still well-rounded and will be a great practice to do today or whenever you need. So just a reminder to take care of yourself. Today, the only prop you need is a chair. So make sure that it's a chair that you can sit tall. So I have a chair that some people would refer to as a yoga chair. It's just a folding chair, nothing fancy. You might not have that in your home, and that's okay if you don't. Using your dining room chair or a table from, or not a table, a chair from the kitchen will work as well. Just make sure it's not like super squishy and you're like kicked back, because this doesn't create great posture. So you want to be able to sit at the edge that'll allow you to sit tall, sit well. Have your feet planted so that your feet are right under your knees. Your thighs are parallel with the floor. That'll allow you to sit taller. For someone like me, I tend to like scooch back and then I'll kind of round and get concave. And so I might even have to remind myself during this practice to sit tall. Just a reminder that my YouTube classes are always free. A student recently asked me if she could pay me for my classes, and that is an option. If you'd like, you can go to gofitgirl.com for more information. Click classes, and I have all the information there. You can donate to me through Venmo, and every time my balance hits 50, I will donate 25 of that to a charity. I've already been able to give to one charity, which is quite exciting. So I'm 25 away from making another donation. So anyone want to donate, you don't have to donate 25. It could be 5, it could be 10. And I realize a lot of people don't have extra money right now, so please don't feel obligated to do that. This is if you have the means and you're inclined, because please know that I do not expect that. So, again, reminding you to honor your body. Even though this is gentler practice, something may not be appropriate for you today or always. I'll still give modifications and give you alternatives to the practice. So if you're not yet in your seat, come into a seat, check in, that you're a little bit more at the edge. So you don't want to be all the way back on the chair. You could still sit tall, but that's not going to allow for some of the movement that we're going to be doing together. Have your feet even on your floor, your mat. You don't have to use a yoga mat, but if you're more comfortable having one under you, that's totally fine and appropriate. Pick up all your toes and spread them like you would your fingers, and then set them down. So even though the feet are more relaxed, because we're more rooting through our sits bones right now, you still want to have a connection with the roots of your body, your feet. And then check in that your knees are right above your ankles or heels. So if your feet are back like this, make an adjustment. If you find that this isn't comfortable for your knees, you can always step your feet forward. Having your feet about hip distance apart is probably a good place to be. And so if you felt around for your bony protrusions, a little harder to find when we're sitting. But if you could draw a line all the way down your leg, the line would go right through the middle of your ankles. But you may find that sitting a little wider is more appropriate for you. So find a spot where you feel comfortable, where you're not in any pain whatsoever. So do make adjustments if you need to, that you can feel grounded in your sit bones to allow you from your belly button to lift up. Your heart is open, so you're not like opening it like this, but you're tall, you're open. Your shoulders, maybe give a roll back. And then the crown of your head is reaching up toward the ceiling. We're just gonna take a few moments here. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze and just take a few moments to check in with your breath. So just feel the inhale and your exhale. If you prefer to place your hands on your belly, you're welcome to do that. You can keep your hands on your thighs or even holding on to your chair. So as you inhale, you'll feel your belly rise, and that goes up to your ribs and your chest and possibly your shoulders. And as you exhale, you'll feel all of that soften. So next inhale, take fuller, deeper, longer inhale. And as you exhale, really let it go. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. You can keep your hands on your belly, bring them back to your thighs, or anywhere else that would be comfortable for you. So just stay here. We'll just stay here a little while longer in silence. If that's a lot for you, remind yourself on your inhale, I am, and on your exhale, here. Or even just repeating in your mind as you inhale, inhale. As you exhale, exhale. Next time you take an inhale, let it be fuller, longer, deeper, to your capacity. And exhale, sigh it out. Your eyes are closed or your gaze is softened. Start to open, coming back to the room, taking a moment here. If you feel like maybe you slouched back or you need to readjust, you can do that at any time. I'll remind you, because I know I'll have to be reminded. Sitting for me tall and long is, and sitting well is not easy for me. It's so easy for me to just sit like this. It feels so good in my body, but look at how terrible it is. It's hard to breathe. It's not great for my back, my shoulders, my neck. And so I have to remind myself regularly to sit tall as well. So from here, bring your arms down by your sides if that's okay. If anything's not okay, like shoulders, we're gonna inhale arms up and down. You may find that you can only come to here, or you wanna have your hands on your shoulders or keep your hands at your hips. That's always okay. So check in. It might not be a shoulder, it might be something else that's going on in your body. So just honor where you are today. So arms down by your sides if that's okay. As you inhale, start to reach up, reaching your fingers up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, reach back down. So turning your palms so that you're reaching back down, going to your own breath. Inhale, reaching those palms out, reaching through your fingertips up toward the ceiling. And as you exhale, turn your palms and bring your arms back down. So you're active the whole time. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale, turn your palms back down. 1 more time, and notice as I do this, I can feel my core kicked on. So it means it's helping me to sit tall, sit well. Awesome. We're gonna do some cat-cow. Your hands can be at your thighs, at your hips. You can hold on to your chair. I realize everyone might have a little bit of a different chair, so you may find that holding on somewhere else is more appropriate. So cat-cow, the movement really starts in the pelvis. So that's why it definitely helps to sit at the edge of your chair. So like my sits bones, my butt is still on the chair. It's my thighs that are not connecting with the chair. So taking a nice deep inhale, just get nice and tall. As you exhale from your pelvis, you're gonna start to round. So the pelvis is gonna tuck under. So it's like coming, like you're tucking your tail, and then your spine will follow, head and neck. And then as you inhale, start to tilt your tail up. Opening your chest, slightly moving your head and neck. And go to your breath. So exhale as you press the air out, curling under, rounding your back 1 vertebrae at a time. Head and neck are the last to move. Inhale, opening up. So you're coming into a back bend. You're opening your heart, your chest, lengthening your spine, a slight lift of your head and neck. 2 more of these at your own breath. And just because I say 2 more, maybe only 1 more is appropriate for you, or no more. 1 more time. Once complete, come back to what feels like neutral. So tall, long spine again. As tall as you can be. Everybody has some sort of back thing for the most part. Some's more severe, like scoliosis. I have kyphosis, so that's curvature of the upper spine. So it makes me really hunched forward, so I have to remind myself to lengthen as much as my body will allow. All right, extend your right leg out. So here you can be hands-free. If you really feel like you need to support it, you can, or you can even hold on to your chair. And you're just gonna circle. We're gonna do 4 times in one direction. And then reverse it and go 4 times in the other and go at your own pace. And check in, like I've noticed I'm hunching a little bit. So it might actually help me to hold on to remind myself to be tall. And then you're gonna flex and point. And this could cause foot cramps, and so if you need to stop and do something, you do. For some of you, pressing through your heel might trigger sciatica or other issues. So then you press more through the ball of the foot, and then you can point your toes. Set that foot back down. Sit tall again. Extend your left leg out long. So start with pointing and flexing. Oh, I reverse it on this side. Or through the ball of the foot. And then we'll circle in one direction. And the other. Set that foot down. And then we'll start again. Extend with the first leg. Probably want to hold on here. Sit tall. If it's okay to press through the heel, you're going to press through the heel. If it's more appropriate through the ball of the foot, then do the ball of the foot. And your leg doesn't have to be this high. It could be lower. I don't have very long arms, so this is kind of dictated by where my hands can be on my back of my thigh. So pressing through, feel the sensation, the connection of your sit bones, your foot that's still connecting with the floor to sit tall, to keep your chest open. So notice if you're starting to round, see if you can sit as tall as you can. And then bend that knee and bring your foot back to your mat or your floor. Come to the other leg, extending whether through the ball of the foot or through the heel, holding on where is appropriate for you. So I think most of you know that I live in Tucson, and I saw something out the window. I thought maybe it was the husband or the dog, but it's a ginormous lizard crawling on the wall. And my dog now tries to chase, and so far has been unsuccessful in catching. Bend your knee, bring your foot back to your mat or floor. Check in, sitting tall once again. And we're going to come into some shoulder rolls, so your hands could stay at your thighs. A little bit harder holding onto the chair, maybe here. I like to actually bring my hands right onto my shoulders, and so kind of the elbows are what helps me to make this motion. So we're going to go forward, up, back, and down. So however you want to do that, it could just be here. Let's see how it works. Not as big of a movement here, but it still works if that works for your body. Do one more. All right, come back to sitting tall. Extend your arms out in front of your chest. You're going to reach your right arm on top of your left. And then you're going to give yourself a hug. This is modified eagle arm, so your hands are on opposite shoulders, lightly pressing your shoulders. You're creating that lift from your sit bones through your belly button up to your heart and through the crown of your head. And then lift your shoulders a little bit. So you want to imagine that your shoulder blades are spread wide, but so are your collarbones. So you don't want to just like think about closing. See how open you can be in your chest. And then you have the option to stay here. If you have more capacity here for your arms and shoulders, you can bring your arms so that they are perpendicular to the floor. If that's too much, come back here. So it could be backs of the palms, perhaps front of the palms. Wherever you are, check in that your breath is still flowing. And then we're all going to lift our shoulders up a little bit higher and then press them forward. I said shoulders, I meant elbows. And then release. Give it a good shake. Reach your arms out in front of your chest again. This time you bring your left arm on top. First start with the hug, even if you went into a deeper eagle arm. Start here. Find the press of your hands into your shoulder blades. Feel the lift of your belly button, nice and tall. And then check in. Do you want to stay right here? Is this where your body needs to be today? Are your arms going to come in a different position? Your palms? You can always start one way and adjust, and each side is different. Wherever you are, you're going to lift your elbows up to shoulder height and then press away. So we're a little bit almost like rounded in the upper back, but not like rounding. The shoulder blades are wide, like you're wearing a cape. And release. Give it a good shake. Awesome. All right, we're gonna come into a seated twist. So there's a few places where your hands can be. They can stay more on your thighs, at your chair, at your hips. So you have to decide. You can always make that adjustment. So again, we're gonna start with the breath. Inhaling tall to lift and get tall. And as you exhale, you're gonna start with your belly button and start to move towards your right. Your left hand could come to your right knee, stay on your thigh. Your back hand could stay at your thigh, at your hip, holding onto your chair. So you want to start the twist from the belly button. So low belly, mid belly, chest, and then shoulders. And then maybe the head and neck turn. They don't have to. Check in with how that feels on your neck. You could have your head facing the same direction as your heart, or even to face back toward what is basically front. On your next exhale, you're going to come out of your twist. Inhale tall. Exhale, twisting the other side, starting with the belly button. So move slowly as you exhale, bringing your right hand to your left knee, your back hand to your hip, to your chair, wherever is appropriate. And don't put too much pressure on your knee. So it's more, almost like more on your thigh, a little bit higher than your knee, so that your knees can stay right over your heels. So it's a little bit of resistance, right? You're pressing your hand into your thigh as you press your thigh into your hand. The next time you exhale, slowly come out of your twist, maybe giving a little wiggle, jiggle. We're going to come into a figure four. So you're going to pick your right foot up and cross your right ankle over your left knee. I know for some of you that's not going to be accessible, so you could cross ankle over ankle and still have all the action in the body, just not as intense. So I'm mirroring you, so I'm actually doing my left side, and this is way more intense than my right side. So you can place your right hand on your thigh, not on your knee. If it's okay, you're going to flex through this foot. If that's not okay, then more push through the ball of the foot. You want this leg to be active to keep your knee safe. Even though we're not standing on it, there's not a lot of pressure here, we still want to check in and be okay. So again, inhaling tall. Exhale, remain tall. This is a great hip opener. You can stay right here, or perhaps you want to come into a forward fold. So we still keep length here. We don't just round into a forward fold, even if that might feel good. So your forward fold might look just like this. Inhale tall. On the exhale, you're going to hinge at your hip creases, so you're keeping your spine long. Don't jut your chin forward. Keep it in line. Keep your neck in line with your spine. That'll allow you to keep your chin and head in a good alignment as well. Wherever you are is where you should be. The next time you inhale, unhinge, back up. Release your foot and leg, maybe give a little shake. We do a little windshield wipering here with your knees. And then come back, check in, you're at the edge of your seat. Your thighs are parallel, your knees are above your heels, your feet are evenly planted into your mat or floor. And then we're gonna do the other side. So you're gonna pick up your left foot and cross the ankle over your knee. And then check in here, you could put a little press of your left hand into your left thigh. That's up to you, you don't have to. This foot needs to be active, whether you're pressing through the ball of your foot or your heel. Sitting tall once again, checking in with your breath. And then if you'd like to hinge forward, remembering that this side is different than the first side. You might not go as deep, you might not go at all, you might go a lot deeper. Check in if your chin is jutting forward. See how my voice changes? You keep nice alignment here. It doesn't help you to get any deeper into the pose to have your chin be the leader, to manipulate your body. Next inhale, come back up. On your exhale, release, maybe give a shake. And then let's do a little bit of windshield wiping. You can even step your feet wider than hip distance and do a little windshield wipering here. All right, come back to what is basically our seated Tadasana with your feet even and whatever you're standing on. Your knees are right above your heels. Your sits bones are connected to what you're sitting on, and you're lengthening through your spine. We're going to do some stuff for the neck here. So you're going to start with your right hand. So kind of have your hand out to the side like you're pressing through your hand. I'm starting this way so that you can see my hand as I'm going to extend my arm. So a teacher of mine called this the Stop in the Name of Love pose. So first, start to tilt your head to the opposite side. So bringing your left ear to your left shoulder. And then you're going to extend. So you're going to keep pressing through your palm as you extend your arm out to be shoulder height. And your arm as straight as you can. So make sure you're not bringing your shoulder to your ear. It's just the tilt of your head. And slowly, slowly keep your arm long as you bring it back down by your side. Feel some sensation there. And then tilt your head back up. Maybe do a little bobblehead. And then bring your left hand out, starting with Stop in the Name of Love. Tilt your head and neck to the right. So just bringing your ear toward your shoulder. And then when you're ready, keep pressing through your palm as you extend your arm out to about shoulder height. If you need to bend a little bit, you're always welcome to do that. And slowly bring your arm back down by your side. Coming back up, little bobblehead. We're going to go back to the first side, tilting your head and neck over to that side. And you're going to keep this tilt, making sure your shoulder's not coming up to your ear. And you're going to start to move just kind of like your chin. So move your chin so it's going down toward your collarbones. And then slightly move your chin so you're starting to move up toward the ceiling. So it's a pretty subtle movement. Making this movement, you may find a spot that seems a little more tender or giving you some information, and perhaps you stay in that spot for a breath or two. If you can't find a spot, they all seem intense, then you just pick one. Inhale back up, little bobblehead. We'll go to the second side, tilting your head and neck. Not your head and neck, your ear. You're tilting your ear to that side to give a stretch to the opposite side of your neck. And then start to move your chin down a little, still keeping the tilt. Move your chin up a little. Getting information from this side of the body. Finding a spot to sit with for a breath or two. Slowly bring your head back up, little bobble, maybe a little wiggle with the shoulders. Bring your arms back down by your sides, coming into inhaling your arms up, and then we're going to come into a side stretch. So again, you can adjust your arms as needed. So inhale up. On your exhale, bring your right arm down, your left arm up and over. So your hand can stay at your hip, your thigh, hold on to your chair. So even though we're stretching this side of the body, you don't want to crunch into this other side. So there's still a lift even as you bend over to that side. Inhale, both arms back up. Exhale, keeping the reach. Inhale. Exhale your left arm down, right arm up and over. And this one I need to make an adjustment because of my shoulder, so I bring my hand to my shoulder. So I'm still allowing that lengthening to happen, just keeping my shoulder more comfortable. Inhale back up, both arms reaching up. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, bringing your arms back down by your sides. Step your feet in a little bit. We're going to come up to standing. We're going to do one standing pose. Press your hands into your thighs to help lift you up. And then come to stand at the side of your chair. We're going to do balance, so you may find that you need to hold on to your chair. You could be facing it. You could be behind it. I'm not going to come behind mine because then I'll be out of the picture, but you could come behind it. That's up to you. So wherever you are, if you're behind it, then you can pick either side. If you're standing on the side of it, you're going to stand on the leg that's closest to the chair so that you have that support. So like when we are seated, we want our feet to be planted and rooted. So hip distance apart to start, find those bony protrusions. Draw the line down your leg, the imaginary line, and go through the middle of your ankles. And then lift all of your toes up and set them down. And then your hand can be on the chair. You're going to move a little bit more weight into the leg that's standing next to the chair. As you start to pick your heel up, you could stay right here. This might be enough balance for you today. I'm going to move just a tiny bit because otherwise I'm going to crash into the chair. So maybe just the heel comes up. Maybe you come onto the ball of your foot. Onto the big toe, but you could be on the ball of your foot, big toe, or you lift your foot up. Your hand could stay on the chair, maybe it comes off, your hands could be at your hips, out to the side. Your toe could come back down. So keep that pressing through your standing leg, the lift of your belly, standing tall. And if you choose not to do the balance work, that's totally fine and appropriate. Start to release your foot, give it a good shake. So if you're not going to do the balance, you just sit in the chair and you watch, right? A teacher I used to take class from called it Wachasana. So you can totally watch yoga poses. If you need to switch to the other side of your chair or make an adjustment, adjusting your chair, please do. So starting with those strong, standing through those legs. So you're pressing through all four corners of your feet. That allows to have a lift in your belly, your chest to be wide, reaching through the crown of your head. Lean a little bit more weight into the leg that you're going to balance on. Coming off of your heel, maybe that's where you stay, or to the big toe, or bringing your foot up off the mat. You barely have to lift it up, and you have that safety right there. You have this safety as well. And then decide where you want to be. Lock your gaze on something, not on me, because I'm moving. That'll help you to balance. Keep your breath flowing. Balance may be much more challenging on one side or the other, or just as equally challenging on both sides. Release, give it a good shake. Come back to your chair. So again, check in that you're sitting more at the edge of your chair, your feet are planted and even, your knees are above your heels, your thighs are parallel, your hands are placed in a comfortable position for you. Then you're going to bring your hands behind your head, like interlacing your hands. So it's just a soft touch here. And you're reaching your elbows out to the sides as much as you can. So if this is causing any shoulder issues, you can always come here or here. You can do this in any of those positions. You could also even have your arms out to the side if that's more appropriate for you. So press through your sit bones to allow your spine to grow tall. And keep your elbows as far away from each other so the elbows are reaching out, the right one to the right, the left one to the left. And then we're going to dip over to one side. So come on over to the right first, keeping your elbows wide. So you're bringing your right elbow down like you're trying to bring it to the floor and the left one up toward the ceiling. So a little bit of a side bend here. Side lengthener on one side, side bend. So make sure you're not crunching down to that side. And then inhale back up. Again, reestablishing connection with your feet, your sit bones, your spine, your elbows. Inhale. And exhale, coming over to the other side, reaching that elbow down toward the floor, the other one up toward the ceiling, lengthening, breathing. exhale, release. Shoulder rolls. They go forward, up, back, and down. Remember, you can have your hands at your shoulders. Maybe let the elbows make the movement. And then it goes into your arms, your shoulders, your shoulder blades. One more time, we're going to inhale up. Reverse your palms to exhale down. Inhale up, reaching through your fingertips. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Awesome. Bring your hands back to where it's comfortable, whether it's your thighs, somewhere on the chair, more on your knees. So we're going to come to the end of our practice. So typically we would do a Shavasana pose at the end of the practice, but we're going to stay in the chair. If you'd like to come down, lie down on the floor, set yourself up in a comfortable position, you're welcome to do that. But I'm doing this class for someone who maybe it's not easy to get up and down off of the floor. So you're always welcome to make adjustments that are best for you. This won't be a very long sit. So if you'd like to pause and set yourself up for your Shavasana, set a timer, 5, 10, 15 minutes, you're welcome to do that. So you do what's best for you. So you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just noticing your breath here. And as you're here, notice if you're starting to come into some of your habits, the rounding, the hunching. So even with your eyes closed, feel the connection of your feet to the mat, knowing that your knees are above your heels. If you need to look, then you look. Pressing through your sit bones, so you're grounding through your feet and your sits bones here. To help lengthen your spine, keep your chest open. If you'd like to bring your hands to your belly to connect with your breath physically, feel free. And we'll do that fuller, deeper inhale again. So inhale to your capacity, don't overdo it. And as you exhale, let out a sigh. Do that again. One more time. And settle in here for a few moments of silence. Reminding yourself on your inhale, I am. On your exhale, here. Next inhale, your body receives, make it fuller, deeper, longer. And as you exhale, let out a sigh. Your eyes are closed, start to bring the eyelids up slowly. Taking a moment here to appreciate yourself, honor yourself, self-love and self-care. Bring your hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra. You can keep your eyes closed or close your eyes or keep them open. Keep peace in your mind, keep strength in your body, and keep love in your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really appreciate your time and energy. Reminder to keep taking care of yourself, whatever that means for you, whether you save up these videos and do them some other time, or you're doing them every week, or practicing yoga with other teachers. I recommend that you keep doing that. If you have a regular teacher, especially if they're doing Zoom classes, keep paying your teachers. If you can afford it, please keep paying them. Pay your studios, support your local and small businesses. I know everyone's hurting right now, but we've got to keep those small people going, right? They're so important in our lives and we don't realize it until maybe it's not there anymore. So keep supporting them and keep supporting yourself. Again, if you want to donate, feel free, but please don't feel obligated. There'll be more info below in my description, and you can also go to gofitgirl.com and click classes for more information. I'm on all the social media, Facebook and Twitter as GoFitGirl, and the Real GoFitGirl at Instagram. You can also email me at therealgofitgirl@gmail.com. Have a lovely day, and I'll practice with you again soon. Thanks.